What we're able to do is to fact check all the whole leaders, what they have in common. So we're able to check Senator Rabi Kwamkwaso and His Excellency Peterobi. We find that they have something very much in common. Even the movement is organic from obedience. The movement of Kwamkwaso movement is very organic. And we see that both the leaders have one thing in common, which is education. If you look at the history of Peterobi, you can fact check that. All he talks about is how to get people back to school, how to bring human capital development in human beings in Nigeria as a whole. Likewise, Senator Rabi Kwamkwaso, the same thing he preached about is bringing out of school kids back to school. So that baseline that we're able to draw, that Peterobi have this in common, Senator Rabi Kwamkwaso have this in common, both of them were able to align together and say, okay, this is why we said Nigeria will be okay with these two leaders. And at this stage, we've not come out to tell Nigeria the ticket is for Peterobi and Rabi Kwamkwaso, or Peterobi is the president to be, or Rabi Kwamkwaso is vice president.
Just an agreement.
What we're saying is that these two leaders, every leader in it are all working together to producing the better choice for Nigeria. Okay. And we are saying that with this OK movement, we'll be able to check around that, look, this is what the leader has got in stock, this is what this one has. It doesn't really mean that the other leaders are not contributing or are not good enough. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that this is what Nigeria needs at this time of this healing moment. Nigeria is in a bad shape. We can all say that. And what we're saying is that we've checked what these people have done in the past. And for you to define, leaders are not born, leaders are made. That's what we need to understand. And these two leaders have been able to bring themselves out to Nigeria. Look, I've been able to bring myself, and this is what I have to offer. And that is what we are bringing out. Kwamkwaso movement is an organic movement. Obedience is an organic movement, and something will pull in organic movement. Something will pull you there, regardless of your race, your tradition, your culture, or ethnicity. It doesn't matter this time around. You believe in this person, that this person can deliver that which you want. This person is giving that hope that you want. They are showing that the hope that Nigeria is going to get to this point from A to B. These are the two things that drags us.
But you would have to make compromise.
Parties, the two people, the two leaders have that thing in that very common ideology that we hold on to. That look, this is what Nigeria needs at this time.
What is the ideology? Because I'm a bit confused. And what has changed between 2023 and 2026?
A lot
in 2023, they could not agree on this perspective, and this ideology all of a sudden has become something to work with in 2026.
I'm not here to take Nigeria back to 2023. What I'm here for is to discuss the future, where we are going to. Whatever must have happened in 2023 that refused the combination of Senator Rabi Kwamkwaso and Peterobi, that is left for the leadership trade to discuss. My business here today is to tell Nigeria we have a better option, a better hope for you. We have a better, I can't say the best, I'll use the word better, that look, we have this set of people that you can go back and check their narrative, you can check history. That in Nigeria today, it's only Peterobi that is telling you, you can go back and fact check me. You can call this. He called names. Whenever I remember last month he was telling Nigeria that look, during the campaign, the former Lagos State governor, Babajide, whatever, the other one that left, first one after Tinubu, Governor Fashola. Yeah. The Fashola came to campaign in Anambra that he give Fashola his car to use. A man that is campaigning against you, that is real politician. That is a true that's a true Democrat. Not having to say, look, we are coming here to destroy. We have person that will tell you cannot even campaign in my stadium. Let you know coming to use my car.
Yeah, we heard plenty of that.
Let's now come.
I'm not one of the leaders in the ADC party, but one thing I can assure you that either if you don't reverend the presence of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that means you're joking. We know it's one man that Nigeria understands is a strong and a big politician, and is very qualified to be Nigerian president. No doubt about that. We have people like El Rufai, Senator Tambuwa. People, they are there. But what we are telling you today is that we've been able to look across all board. That looks with them supporting this narrative we're giving. We mean there'll be what we keep telling people that this election is. It's a different kind of election that we've not seen before. It's the present leader of today against the people. I understand we're from ADC. I understand we are OK movement. But what we're telling the people are here to tell the government that look, we're tired of this. We can't have it. You can't keep. I guess you drove down to this place, so you could have taken the bus. I don't know. Right. But I stopped by to buy gas. I mistakenly I told the guy 15,000. He thought 50,000. He went and do 50,000. And here I can't transfer 50,000. I told him I only got 17,000 in my account. So I got to call somebody to pay the money for me. And within 2-3 minutes, 50,000. It tells you that less than 27 liters, 28 liters of fuel. It tells you where we are going to. And I can tell you, as a consultant of oil and gas, I can tell you that you're still going to buy that for 2,000 naira very soon. So it will shock you to know that while we launch this OK movement on the Twitter space, within 2 hours, we're able to clock more than 6,000. You can fact check. We're able to take 6,000 followers just on that. It will shock you to understand that in the whole region, that is from the world level down to the local government, state, federal, we've been able to clock over 38,000 leaders. We're building. I'm not saying followers, I'm talking of leadership. And that's the major problem I said that we have in Nigeria. We believe that God is going to send us a leader that will take us from this quagmire. But we are saying that leaders are made, they are not born. So what we're able to do, first of all, is to create 32,000 leaders in various wards, local government, to bring them on board, to give them training, to say this is where we're going to.
So if you have 32, you said
32,000, you can fight.
So how many followers do you have?
I'm just talking of leadership alone. You can imagine, last in obedience, I can tell you the election, I was the DJ Lagos State. I can tell you that our vote, is gone to the court, our vote was more than 11 million votes. But that has not been proven because at the end of the day, it's what the court says.
Okay.
But we know that the people, if you ask an average Nigerian on the street, in the last election, what do you think who won? They will tell you it's Labour Party then. They will tell it to you, and you know, except you're not being convinced.
I'm only going with what the official record is saying.
So,
but what I'm asking is, you say you have 32,000 leaders for the OK movement.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to translate into voting.
Exactly. So that's the question. How are you translating this into real votes? How are you translating if Obi and Kwamkwaso become the official? Because the truth is, we might be jumping ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
There's nothing to categorically clearly tell us that Obi and Kwamkwaso will emerge as the party flag bearers for the ADC. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, last I checked, has not shelved his ambition.
Beautiful. Ambition are meant to carry on. I mean, it's allowed.
Exactly. So how do you intend to, bring all these parties together? Maybe unite so is the OK movement, I know there's the obedience movement and there's the Kwamkwaso movement. Yeah. Are you all working in collaboration, or are you working in silos? Is the chain of command now a single chain of command?
Correct. That's why I'm saying that because we have a single ideology, so it's a lot easier for us to work together, that this is the way. We've looked back, this is where we made error.
Are you sure it's an ideology or a single mission to replace
I've just told you that you cannot make people together with different ideologies. It's not going to be possible, most especially if the ethnicities are different. But if they have a single ideology, mean that, look, this is where I'm going to. The route that we should take to that, because we've been able to tell you that this is the people, this is the two persons. Fact check them, what they have done in their past. Based on that, you can agree with me to say, if Obi has got anything skeleton hidden, anything that you can rubbish him, I'm very sure that Daniel Bwala would have come outside and say it. I'm very sure that Reno Mokri would have come out and blow it on air. But they found nothing. And this man kept walking on the street of Lagos, telling you, the street of Nigeria, telling you that, look, I've done this before and I can do it again. He's the only person that has been preaching that, look, Nigeria should be a producing country. Keep saying that this is the only way we can grow. But this government is telling you Nigeria can only borrow. We can only borrow in and use to sustain. And borrow will not sustain us. And that's where we are today.
So you're
my vote came in as a Lagos State DG. Where I got my votes was even from the grassroots. I can tell you from the whole 20 local government where the chunk of vote came out from.
Well, I don't think I was done with.
So in this same grassroots you're talking about, the strength they are bringing in, the Kwamkwaso movement, we've seen that they're organic. What brings us together is that both movements are organic. They're not just people that comes on this online with rhetoric to say we're treating. They are organic. They believe. It will shock you that a market woman they sell on the street of Lagos market, they're obedient. They are obedient because they like the fact that we can still find this kind of human being in Nigeria. We can still find this kind of people that really want a positive change for Nigeria. Likewise in the northern part too. If you go there, hardly will you find any house on the northern part, Kanu, Jigawa, and Katsina that you will not find the logo of the Kwamkwaso. You can see from if you look at the screen, look at this is what's called organic movement. These are not movements you paid for. There are people that genuinely believe that with these people, with these two parts, Nigeria can change. Nigeria can be transformed from where we are, from the suffering we are going through today. And to tell you what, Obi is someone that has the passion for these same people we're talking about, the locals, the grassroots. That is the kind of person he is. Security is a core problem that we all need to tackle on set. And Peter Obi will say that, look, I would declare Nigerian security a state of emergency. That means on set, as I'm going to the office, what I want to do now is to sort out once and for all this security issue. I remember very well, Senator Rabi Kwamkwaso was one-time defense minister. And if you go back to his era, you can fact check that again. The kind of security threat we have in Nigeria was at its lowest level as to what we have today. And that alone tells you that a man of that capacity can improve Nigerian security, which is one of the biggest issues that is affecting all the whole change downward. The security problems that we have today, the government of today have not been able to resolve it. They don't have an idea, they don't have a clue to resolving it. All we hear today, I was watching one of the clips that our president went to Jos at the airport to meet the victim. At the airport, telling them I've got only 10 minutes. In 10 minutes time, there will be no electricity. And that's not true. The law says when the president is, if Bola Ahmed is flying here, President Bola Tinubu is flying here today to stay in the streets, there must be power 247, like there must be communication set up for him. He said, I'm not here to speak for His Excellency Peter Obi. I'm here to tell Nigerians that we have a better option for them. And this is for now. If you accept by tomorrow, somebody else emerges from somewhere, from nowhere, from the moon. But presently in Nigeria, you can agree with me, there is no one of the politicians that can come out and tell you, fact check me on this is what I've done, this is what I'm going to do. None. And I said, and Nigeria understand that look, for a man that has come out to tell you, I've been able to do this while I was a governor, I was able to do A, B plus C, and Senator Rabi Kwamkwaso have done the same too. No governor in Nigerian history, except Peter Obi and the late President Dua, that have left money in the coffers of the states while they are living. That's enough for you to understand that the whole people we have today here are just jokers. What we are telling Nigeria, we have a better option for you that will change the narrative, that will change the problem we are facing today. Like I'm telling you, both of us here all understand what we're going through, except for otherwise. We all know what the economy is telling us today. I mean, you know, I know, he buys for it.
He flies in from abroad.